Why do some guys effortlessly capture a woman's attention while others struggle to even get a text back? I'm about to reveal 5 psychological hacks that create genuine obsession, but there's a massive problem with the 5th one that could completely backfire on you. We'll get to that in a moment. First, let me tell you something that might shock you. The guys who women can't stop thinking about aren't necessarily the most handsome or the richest. They understand something fundamental about how the female mind works, and by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what that is. But here's what you need to understand before we dive into these hacks. Most dating advice is completely backwards. They tell you to be more confident, approach more women, say the right pickup lines. Yet you're still wondering why she loses interest after a few conversations. The real answer lies in understanding specific psychological mechanisms that I'm about to share with you. The first hack is called the Scarcity Principle, and it's devastatingly powerful when you understand it correctly. But most guys get this completely wrong and actually push women away. Here's what they do. They make themselves completely available. They text back immediately. They're always free when she wants to hang out. They shower her with constant attention. Your attention is your most valuable resource. When you give it away freely, it becomes worthless. But when you make it scarce, something fascinating happens in her brain. She starts competing for your attention. She begins to wonder what makes you so busy, so different from all the other guys who drop everything for her. But here's the crucial part that connects to hack number 2. The scarcity principle only works if you combine it with what psychologists call the intermittent reinforcement schedule. Without this second hack, scarcity just makes you seem uninterested. This is the same principle that makes gambling so addictive. When rewards come unpredictably, they create a much stronger psychological response than consistent rewards. Most guys are predictable. They text good morning every day, they compliment her constantly, they follow the same patterns over and over. But unpredictability creates excitement. Sometimes you're warm and engaging, sometimes you're busy and focused on other things. This creates what's called an addiction loop in her brain. She never knows when the next hit of your attention is coming, so she starts checking her phone more often, thinking about you more frequently. Now, here's where it gets really interesting. The third hack is the contrast principle, but it only works if you've mastered the first 2. Without scarcity and unpredictability, contrast just makes you seem inconsistent. This is about showing different sides of yourself in ways that create intrigue and depth. Maybe you're incredibly focused and driven at work, but then she discovers you volunteer at an animal shelter on weekends. Maybe you're typically calm and composed, but she catches a glimpse of your passionate side when you talk about something you truly care about. These contrasts make you 3-dimensional in her mind. Most guys present themselves as one-note characters. But when she can't put you in a box, when you surprise her with unexpected depths, her brain becomes fascinated. She starts trying to figure you out, and the more she thinks about you, the more invested she becomes. But here's the thing. All 3 of these hacks are completely useless without the 4th one, the reciprocity principle. And this is where most guys make a fatal mistake that destroys everything they've built up. Most guys try to create reciprocity by doing favors, buying gifts, or being overly helpful. But that actually creates obligation, not attraction. Real reciprocity in attraction comes from emotional investment. When you share something vulnerable about yourself, she feels compelled to match that vulnerability. But you have to be the one who's comfortable with emotional depth first. You have to be willing to go beyond surface-level conversations and connect with her on a deeper level. When you show her that you can handle real intimacy, that you're not afraid of emotional connection, something powerful happens. She starts to see you as different from other guys. Most men are either trying to impress her or trying to get something from her. But when you're genuinely interested in who she is as a person, when you create space for real emotional exchange, she begins to invest in the connection herself. Now, this brings us to the 5th and most dangerous hack, the authority principle. I called it dangerous because this is where everything can go completely wrong if you misunderstand it. This isn't about being dominant or controlling. It's about being someone who knows who he is and what he wants. Women are attracted to men who have a clear sense of direction in life, not because they want to be controlled, but because they want to be with someone who can make decisions, who has goals, who isn't constantly seeking validation from others. But here's the trap that destroys everything. If you try to fake authority, if you try to be someone you're not, she'll see right through it. And worse, all the scarcity, unpredictability, and contrast you've built up will crumble because it won't feel authentic anymore. This means having genuine opinions and being willing to express them. It means making real plans and taking initiative. It means being comfortable with the fact that not everyone will like you, and being genuinely okay with that. When you operate from this place of inner authority, when you're not constantly trying to please her or win her approval, something shifts in the dynamic. She stops seeing you as another guy who's trying to impress her and starts seeing you as someone worth impressing. But here's what ties all these hacks together, and this is the most important part. They only work when they come from a place of genuine self-improvement and authentic confidence. If you try to use these as techniques to manipulate someone into liking you, they'll backfire spectacularly. The real secret isn't about making someone obsessed with you. It's about becoming the kind of person who naturally creates deep attraction and connection. It's about developing yourself to the point where these principles flow naturally from who you are, not from what you're trying to achieve. When you have a life you're excited about, when you're working on meaningful goals, when you're comfortable with who you are, when you can connect with others on a deep level, and when you know what you want and aren't afraid to go after it, attraction becomes natural. Remember, the goal isn't to create an unhealthy obsession. It's to build genuine connection with someone who appreciates the real you. These psychological principles work because they tap into what creates authentic attraction between two people. So start implementing these today, but in the right order. Master scarcity first, then add unpredictability, then show your complexity, create real emotional reciprocity, and finally operate from genuine inner authority. The woman who's right for you will find these qualities absolutely magnetic. And more importantly, you'll find yourself becoming the kind of man you're truly proud to be.